Starting. Okay, cool. So we're live. So we're gonna go over both mini projects right now, 5 and 6. If you guys, haven't touched 6, that's okay. I mean, we can still talk about it, and if some of you guys want to meet later, I mean, that's completely cool. But I, I'm just under. I have to work all day tomorrow, and then I'm going to the BYU football game on Friday in Utah, and I just want to have time. So.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. Sorry, cool. Had to turn off my company VPN to get it to work. Stupid thing.
Nice.
Are we supposed to meet for both mini projects, or do we just have to meet?
You have to meet for both of them, but you don't have to do them both in the same night. We are.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how you
Because
guys are usually
if you submit a project without putting the link in it, it'll knock your grade down to a B.
Yeah, I figured that out the hard way.
Me too.
Yeah, I did that 1 week.
This is the first time we've had 2 mini projects in 1 week that we've been required to meet for. So, I mean, I don't know if we'll continue to do this going forward. I suppose we can, but it's I guess kind of up to what people can meet on or when they can meet, and what people want to do.
Cool. So next week, guys, I'm gonna have to take the B. I'll be in Mexico, and I am not bringing a computer. So.
Don't blame you.
Man, you poor guy.
I know, it's the
worst.
worst.
I feel so bad for you.
All right. So I don't know if you guys have actually gotten started or not. I did actually have a question, because I think I must have been overthinking this question. So for the second mini project this week, it recommended making 3 separate tabs, and for the life of me, I couldn't understand what the point of the 3 separate tabs were.
So that you're actually pulling information from. It's the same information, but you're pulling it from a different graph so that you don't mess things up.
Yeah.
It keeps it from being as confusing.
Here,
you could have done it all from the same one.
I can share my screen and just kind of show you what I would do with this. I don't know if this is similar to what you guys did or not. But here, let me share real quick here. Okay. There we go. All right. So for that one, I did the 3, and I don't know if this is why they wanted 3, but for the 3, I just sorted it by whatever requirement it was. So the first one, I sorted it by month and then took it from that. And that way everything was coming from this data set right here. And then the second one, I sorted it by community and took everything from this data from this data set for that chart. And then this one by house plan and took it from that data set. So it's all the same data, but just sorted differently. I don't know if that was the purpose for why they wanted it to set it up that way, but that's kind of what I did for coming up with the 3 data set chart things.
Andre, how do I do lines around the whole graph?
Like this, the bold. You talking about the bold lines around it?
Graph.
Oh, did you hear? I was talking to my husband.
Oh.
Yeah, I need help. Doing the grid line around the chart.
All right.
I mean, that one here, let me just do a new workbook.
I have a bar chart, and I just want to put the thick border around the whole thing.
Around the chart, or you're talking
around the graph?
The graph, like one of these?
On the graph, yeah.
I don't know. For the graph, does it work the same way as everything else? I guess, guys, you might have a better idea on that. I could try. Do you know, guys? Can you put a border around the graph?
Yeah. Yes. Hold on.
When you have it selected, if you double click on the main graph just in the general body, you'll get chart options to format the chart area. The second one down off the fill bucket, or there's 3 little Y's: fill bucket, a pentagon, and then size and properties, which has, it's a grid. Under the fill bucket, there's fill and border. If you select border, that's how you can, whether you want no line, solid line, gradient line, automatic, and then you can select the color, the width, all that.
I'm sorry. I'm
Here, let me share. I can share a screen again.
Here, I can share mine because I've already got it up.
Okay, go for it.
All right. I just got to pick the right one I want to share. Full screen. All right, tell me if you can see my screen. So I just created this one really quickly. If this is your graph, can you see my graph, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So if you double click inside the main body, over here on the right-hand side, you get your chart menu or your options. And the very first one under the bucket that says fill and line, this is how it'll come in, fill with border. If you go down to border and then select whichever one you want, over here you can change the color, the width,
Oh, you
what
have
type of line.
Excel, don't you?
Okay.
I have Excel 2013.
So with BYU though, you get Office 365, so you should be able to use Office 2016 with your Office 365.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a question. Again, was I oversimplifying this? I just simply used the SUMIF formula to pull all from one data sheet.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you got it to work that way, I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, he may balk because it didn't necessarily say you had to create 3. It just said they recommend that you create 3.
Yeah.
And so
And then
anybody else,
with the 2 additional ones for the graphs.
I absolutely refuse to use VLOOKUP. It's the worst formula in the world. I used index match for everything, including the assignment. So I'm halfway interested to see if I get in trouble for that. But I absolutely refuse to use VLOOKUP because if you insert a line or take out a line, you just broke your whole formula. Index match is looking for something specific.
Yeah, I actually used index match on most of mine as well. So,
all right, as long as I'm not the only one going down or using the wrong formula, I'm good with that. And then the other
I've used the more advanced formulas on previous sheets, and I didn't get deducted off of. So,
and
I will say, did everybody?
Sorry, go ahead.
Did everybody read the email that I posted about how to protect your sheet so that
Yep.
only certain things are selectable?
Mhm.
Yep. So if you notice here, I've protected this so nobody can touch anything and move anything, because this is just a data summary. They don't have to input anything. On the other page, when we get into this one, you'll see that none of this is selectable except for the drop down for the suppliers' names and then the price limit.
Mhm. Now, I have a question because I was just looking at your project 5 there. The total, the graph for the numbers shipped by source, like air and rail. I was reading that as the total number of items shipped, like not just the count, but the actual total inventory shipped. Am I reading that wrong? Me.
I'm watching my screen do something weird, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My screen's going psychedelic. Now, explain your question again.
Here, let me share my screen just to kind of go with it.
On mini project 5 or 6? What are we
On 5. Looking at
Okay.
5. So this chart here. So the total items shipped. Is it just an item count like it is in the first? This first one here. This one has just an item count. Is that what it wants here also? I thought I wanted the total inventory shipped. Was I wrong on that?
I read it as the number of items that have an air shipping method, or the number of items that have a rail shipping method, or a truck shipping method, or
Okay.
optional. And looking at, I believe,
How many
sevens.
items, it says calculate how many items are shipped with each respective method.
Correct. So
Okay.
you want to have like as was just said, you want to have the total number of items shipped by air, by rail, by truck, and then optional.
Okay, cool. I'll have to retool that formula.
So I used a COUNTIF for that one and based it off of the shipping method here and had it pulled from the data. So searching here, just counting if it equaled that.
Okay. Cool.
Well, actually, you know what? I think that's one of the reasons why, they tell you to create multiple charts because when you're doing the count ifs and the index matches, those work really when you're working one data system. But since most people haven't learned that, it's easier for them to build off of an individual data chart or data for each group of categories that they're looking for. Does that make sense?
Yep. Does anyone here not know how the COUNTIF formula works and wants that walkthrough real quick?
The count?
A COUNTIF.
I guess my only question with that is, how is the count if different than just the if?
So
because then if it meets the parameters, it will count the numbers, as opposed to if it's the if, then it returns the value you've specified.
Yep. So in this case, it's looking at the data G5 to G242. So it's looking at this column here, and it's saying each time it finds specifically this string, it's going to count how many times it shows up. So instead of having to filter by air and highlighting down, which is one way that you technically could do it, add a filter here, filter by just air, and we're going to say it shows down here it's found it 69 times. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one.
Sorry to refresh there.
And you can see here that the COUNTIF did that for me. So instead of having to manually type it or manually count it or do a filter, it just does it automatically as a calculation.
Well, that makes it easier. That makes sense then. I guess,
yeah. I suspect that we'll be learning that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be why then makes sense why you didn't have to do multiple data sets. Because I guess if you just do the if function, then you'd have to do multiple data sets.
Yep. Well, yes.
Okay.
One other thing that that really kind of they haven't talked about that I think is beneficial when entering formulas. They always say type equal sign and then let's say sum and then open parentheses. But personally, I actually, up beside the input bar, there's called an insert function button. And when you've started a formula, if you push that insert function button, it'll actually open up a window, the function formula window, that kind of takes you through step by step so that you don't have to worry about getting the commas right and making sure things are supposed to look the way they are. So here, let me.
That's good. That's for right. Yeah.
Sorry, I might cut out for a second. Let me show you how that's done real quick, and now that I'm sharing. So like right here, if I'm going to enter equal sum if, and I click on that, right? So if I go up here, right where this little insert function button is, and I push that, now I get this window. So instead of having to know where the commas go and all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it what the sum range is, and I'll hit that. And then I'll tell it what the criteria range is and hit that. And I can keep going down further and further for this particular command and then hit OK. Chances are that's going to come up as an error because I wasn't selecting anything. But that little formula window looks a lot easier to follow than trying to follow the kind of text strings that can get pretty big on more elaborate, formulas. And I don't think I have any optional formulas in here. So. I don't have any big formulas on this spreadsheet, but that's just one little help, one little hint that'll help you guys out when entering. Let's see, do a STDDEV, something much more complicated. Number one, come over here. You can start building the formula criteria all the way down, and it keeps going, and it tells you down here in the text what you're actually wanting to see. So you don't really even have to remember, and it's just a little bit easier way to build formulas if you don't remember them.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Sorry.
So the only other thing I'd call out is I don't know about you guys, but on my second mini project, I got a significant amount of points deducted. I had to email the teacher and asked her why I got points deducted, and she came back and said a TA graded it, and she couldn't find any reasons why my points were deducted and gave me my points back. So might be worthwhile to check your grades. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't complete the second one because it was I didn't have enough time and it was above my head. So
I feel like, wow, this class is super intense.
So,
Way
okay,
more.
hang on. Let's stop right there, guys. You have my email address. I'm in front of my computer all day long and would be happy to help any of you out.
That
So
would be awesome.
don't ever feel like something is over your head. We can get you through it.
Same
there's
here,
plenty of-
guys.
Yeah, I know. Like Anthony's is a pretty big Excel guy, so
Yeah.
I use Excel 80-90% of my day.
Same here. I mean, I go as far as I could actually write a macro to build the sheet for me. So
Yeah.
the majority
Oh
of
my
this
God.
is pretty entry level for what I'm used to. So again, my name's Anthony Welch. If you guys need help, reach out.
that makes me feel so much better.
I wasn't trying to do that, but I apologize. But in all seriousness, I have a professional Zoom account, and I can do screen sharing anytime during the day. Just let me know.
That's so awesome. Thank you guys for letting me join the group. I haven't had any help since I started this class. It's been pretty rough. So thanks for letting me. I'll be crashing your group every week as often as you let me, and I'll definitely email you. Tell me who's who. That's
Hold on, let's see if we can
Open it.
put it in the chat here.
Okay, we're good. Sorry, I thought I lost you guys for a second there. I was like, oh, I'm the
Casey
host.
and Tony. You guys are the ones that are available all day.
Yep, or
Okay.
Okay.
those are my two email addresses. So either one of those will work. Not going to promise I'll respond to the BYU one as fast, but
Yeah.
either one of those two
Barely
in the chat
respond to
will
that one.
work.
Okay. I work 2 days a week. I work Tuesdays and Thursdays, so it's kind of rough getting everything done by Wednesday. You know, both, but I mean, I'm trying my best. So, thank you guys.
But do you see the emails?
I'm looking for my screen. Give me a second. Sorry. I don't know where I'm at. Okay.
Anthony, where you at?
Las Vegas.
Hey, I'm going to be there on Monday.
Nice. Where are you visiting?
Well, actually, my wife and I, it's our 22nd anniversary this weekend, so we're going to Disneyland, just she and I. We're leaving the kids at home, so it's a wonderful night.
Nice.
And then on our way back, we're going to leave Anaheim on Sunday and drive into Vegas and stay at the Westin on Sunday night, and then spend the day in Vegas, and then head back up home to Utah.
That's terrible, man. Next time ask me, I'll get you a better hotel.
Well, I like the fact that it's a non-gaming hotel, so
That's fair enough.
and so I don't have to worry about the whole cigarette smoke thing. And it's actually really, I mean, for the size and nice quality of the hotel, it's relatively cheap. So
Yeah, but there's no view. It's behind the Cromwell.
I don't go to hotels to look out the windows, man.
Hey, well, if you're around on Monday and you want to get on the high roller, you let me know. I'll come out and meet you.
Okay, I don't even know what that means, but
It's
okay.
a giant Ferris wheel.
Yeah, the big fair.
Oh yeah, we did see that. My wife and I would love to do that.
So let me know because I can actually walk you on there for free.
Awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
I've got your cell phone number, so I'll shoot you a text.
Sounds good.
Okay, I got everyone's info. Thank you guys so much.
Now, I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Priscilla.
Priscilla,
Thank you.
yes.
Because when your picture's up, I don't see your name, but now that when I'm talking, I can see it. So.
Okay, sorry, I was copying your phone numbers into my notes.
Okay. Can I ask a question? One more question?
Sure.
On project 5, on D, the price limit, do we just pick one?
Yes.
Yes.
You want to build the formula so that whatever price limit they enter into their input box, it calculates the number of items over that limit.
Yeah.
And so just to be silly on this one, I actually added the comment that we've gone over in class that says, please enter the minimum price here. So I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see it. I thought it was comical. In the real world, I promise you, no one uses comment notes.
Yeah, I
So-
agree.
We're
My
supposed
one
to
question
use
for
comment
you,
notes?
huh?
We're supposed to use comment notes?
Not really, but it was brought up in the class, which is why I did it. The other thing I argued heavily with the teacher against is this whole concept of the professional reports. Nowhere on there does it say remove grid lines. And I have written reports that have gone to Caesar's CEO, and I've never once in my entire life removed grid lines from anything. That is my personal pet peeve with this class right now.
Well, if it's the rule, though, it's not a big deal for you to push the button.
Hey, that's an extra button I gotta click in my day.
Yeah, but you and I are both building things into this so that we don't have to go back and click buttons. So
Exactly.
one button is fine. If it had to do every single time, then that would be frustrating. But
Yep. So cool. Oh, actually, shoot. Monday I will be in Mexico. I just realized that.
so you totally got my hopes up, and now you've just dashed them.
Let
on the
me
rocks.
see if I can get you some tickets and leave them somewhere for you. I'll shoot you a text in a day or two when I go back to the office.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to it now. Oh, so we spent a lot of time on Mini Project 5. What about? And I know some of you, like Priscilla, haven't had a chance to get into 6 yet. But if you have a chance, and if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them now.
Yep. I got time.
Do we
Ask your
use the
question.
link- Do we use the link for tonight to hand in 6 then?
I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the recorded link comes out after the call is closed, correct?
Yeah, I'll send it out once we're done.
Yeah.
Where are you going to send it? Are you going to email it, or are you just going to put it on the discussion board?
I'll just email it to the thread you have going.
Okay.
Don't forget my email too. I'm on the group now.
Yeah,
I'll put my email
the
up
one
there.
that I sent, the same group that I sent this link out to, I'll send it out to that same
Okay.
thread.
Thank you.
And like I said in the whole email chain, I don't think they even care what group you're in, as long as you're in a group discussing this.
Right. So yeah, I think maybe I just need to decide what week that I'm supposed to host. So whatever you guys want me to do, I guess I'll do. I don't really feel like who's hosting, but
The thing with hosting is all you're doing is just starting the Hangouts and
Right.
hosting and sending a link to everybody.
Right.
So I don't even think hosting's all that critical. But
Yeah.
I'm sure the teacher, if the teacher heard me say that, she'd probably flip out. But
Can I opt out of the hosting because you don't want me doing anything technical?
Hey, no one can do as bad of a job as I did last week. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Hey,
trust me. Trust me.
we got credit for it. It's all good,
I
man.
got a D on last week's assignment because I didn't meet with my class, and apparently I missed one whole chart. I guess I didn't see it on the assignment, so I got a D. And my first week I got an F already.
Hey, we're going to fix that
What?
before the end of the class.
So thank you guys so much. It feels
You know
like
what's
such
really-
a relief.
I don't know if this is sad or not, but about 3/4 of the way through all my classes, I start calculating my grades and my assignments to see what I don't have to do.
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad
use
I'm the
Excel
only
to
one
do
that
it.
doesn't do that.
Okay, good. We need to build an Excel file for that.
Hey, I wonder if
Priscilla,
that could be our project.
for what it's worth, I would email the teacher and just explain the situation about being left out of the groups and see if she
Oh,
would
she
give you-
knows. I have been bugging her the whole time. I mean,
But if she'll give you a second chance to resubmit those, I'd be more than happy to walk through them with you just so you can, and I have the ability to record it just so she can see that you're putting through the effort. I mean, just ask her. The worst she's going to
Yeah.
say is no.
okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel a huge relief.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So when are we meeting again next Wednesday? Is that
Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know, whatever works best for everyone. Do we want to just do both of them each week on Wednesday?
So before I think we make that decision, let's make sure that we don't get docked this week for submitting one video for both.
That's
And
true.
if that flies, then I'd say, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
But it
Oh,
will
yeah,
have to
then-
be no later than Wednesday night because that's when the first
Oh,
main
yeah.
project are typically due.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. Well, then we'll see how it goes this week.
I have statistics, so I have an hour-long call on Monday, 7 o'clock Mountain, and 7 o'clock Mountain on Wednesday.
I'm pretty flexible in the evenings. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if we do it
this
late
was
like
a
this. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this was a perfect time for me.
Kind of late for me, but it's getting
Oh.
done. So
Priscilla, where are you at?
Texas.
Oh, come on. It's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, I just got done with Young Men's. I should be the only one complaining right now.
Well, and I actually skipped Young Men's tonight, so I'm naughty. But I'm
So,
trying to get 3 classes worth of homework done before I leave on Friday. So
nice. Like I said, next week I'll be absent. If anyone wants to meet later in the week, like Friday night or Saturday, I'd be
I
more
might
than
do
happy
that.
to do it. But
I
I'm
don't-
just
I might do that too.
Yeah, I'll text you. It's been hard enough for me just to get where I'm at on Wednesdays. So I don't know if I could get both projects ready, but I mean, by the Friday, I could probably have them both ready.
So, Anthony, what are you going to do for the first project due in the first part of the week, next week?
So I am actually going to do as much of my homework as I can tomorrow and Friday for next week. And I am probably just going to take the point loss because I don't expect any of you to try and do it ahead of time to meet with me. So,
Well, I can probably meet tomorrow night, but I can't do it. I think I have 7 o'clock, either 7 or 8 o'clock. But if you want to text me when you're available, we can get together and go over the Tuesday project so that you can have a video for that.
Sweet. I appreciate it. And then if, like I said, if anybody else gets stuck or needs additional help with number 6 the rest of the week, just let me know.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank
And
you
I'll go
guys.
ahead and bang out number 7 before tomorrow as well.
Cool.
Sounds good.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Well, hey, if you want to come help me out in my my Pakistani class, I'll be willing to take the tutoring there.
I can mail you popcorn. I have a gourmet popcorn shop. I can mail you popcorn.
Nice.
I love popcorn.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else, I say we call it a night and post the link.
Thank you.
All right. I'll send it out in a little bit.
Cool.
Okay.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Take
Good
it
night.
easy, everyone.
Bye.